All right, yo, welcome to the off week. This is gonna be like the podcast within a podcast. So we're gonna, of course, recap the previous week's episode of Enamored and give you guys our opinions on whatever the
What happened this week?
thank you on the trending, social trends as well as the news.
Right.
All right, speaking of which,
Let's get it. So last week, we touched on a few topics. So Dom gave us our alternatives to our sweets.
Yeah.
He told me that I could have 5 cookies instead of 6.
he did not tell you anything about having no 5 cookies, man.
He told me I could have 3.
Okay, 3.
So
yeah, I think that's exactly what he said too. He was like, "Okay, 3. We go set on 3 because I did not say 5 cookies."
yeah. Okay, so he told me I could have 3 cookies.
3 cookies
instead of 6.
Yep.
So, and then we got to touching on, the lyrics that come with our songs and
Oh yeah, the Mooney Long situation. Money Long. I'm still messing that name up.
How?
Money Long situation. And I think that conversation was actually pretty good. However, I think, in my opinion, it really delved into more so of, do lyrics have meaning? Do our words have meaning?
They do. And I think they depict a lot of what we feel.
Mm-hmm.
But some, even though they're not too realistic, but nonetheless, they depict how we feel in that moment. And as I expressed, as you age, those feelings and lyrics, hit you a totally different way or whatnot. So, yeah. So,
I mean, I'll say this specifically in meaning with, if we just gonna talk about music lyrics, I know that music lyrics back in the day and the music lyrics versus today, when we talk about stuff like Cardi B, because I was actually listening to Al Sharpton's radio show on Sirius XM. And so what Al Sharpton had a guest come on and was talking about how they were actually having a conversation of having standards and saying that it seems as if we are slowly making it about face on having standards.
I agree.
Right? Because he was actually they were speaking about Herschel Walker. Right? And I'm going to get into Herschel Walker in just a little bit. We're going to touch on Herschel Walker, but the conversation surrounding us having standards as a people seems to be dying away. So what they were saying was, you have people like Cardi B, talk with, of course, they brought up the WAP, the WAP conversation and what we're teaching our children.
Right.
However, let me say this. I love music. My parents used to they used to have me around. By parents, I mean my aunts, everything had me around R&B music for a long time, man. And that's what I grew up on, right? Of course, that and gospel. It was worded more discreetly, right?
Some.
However, but hear me though, it was worded more discreetly, but the meaning was the same.
Gotcha.
And we've had this conversation because I was talking about, I believe, Trey Songz at one point, right? We had this conversation before where I was saying, I was comparing Trey Songz to like Joe. Joe was talking about the same type of stuff, but he had more tact,
right?
More class, I should say. So that children wouldn't really know what was being discussed.
Right. Now
it's like they have no filter. They have peeled the whole filter away.
Right.
So that seems to be, to me, the problem. These kids are growing up too fast. Right?
Definitely.
We're not filtering them at all. And we're actually going to get into a bit of that conversation on next week's podcast. So y'all check that out.
Yes.
But there does seem to be a lowering of standards, and our words do have meaning.
Right.
What we say does have meaning. There is a responsibility in my mind. There is a responsibility of people who have certain platforms. And I'm not talking about us. Of course, we have like at the moment like what about 30 viewers. But what I'm saying is
Nonetheless,
there's a responsibility at least in my mind of what people say
right.
publicly, right? Utilizing their platform.
Right.
So when you do have these singers, there's nothing wrong with them expressing themselves how they want to, but there should be a sense of care. And I remember Cardi touching on this one time. I believe she was saying
she didn't want to be somebody's role model.
right, and I get it. I get it. Right. She's saying, look, I ain't the one out here trying to be somebody's role model. It's
Right.
you. You're the one.
Right.
You're the one trying to make me into something that I've never claimed to be.
Right.
So I
But you have
kind of
to-
get where she's coming from.
But you also have to realize with a certain amount of fame that does come with it. Just like a lot of people feel as if, and I'm not saying that I don't feel this way, but a lot of people feel as if celebrities' privacy is not necessarily just, their private life is not necessarily their private life is, it's displayed into the world.
Right.
And I do think they should have some level of privacy, but also we're living in a day and age that you all decide to put a lot of stuff out there publicly.
Do they not?
For people to
do they
see.
not? Right.
So, but with that, with that title and fame that you do have to realize that you do have other people that are looking up to you. So therefore, you are, in a sense, accountable to a degree of people looking up to you.
So you're saying if you have, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that what you're saying is if you do find yourself in a position where you do have a following and there are people looking at you, there is some sort of moral standard or some sort of moral responsibility that you do have to, whether you wanted it or not,
Right.
that you do have to take on.
Right. Because
And I
you
can
are
see
in that limelight and people are looking at you and people are looking up to you, whether you want them to look up to you or not, they're looking up to you, and you're making a change or a difference in somebody's life.
Correct.
Positive or negative.
Yeah,
so
man.
that it comes with the territory. So
Yeah, it does. And so I guess in close, man, lyrics have they do have meaning. I know that a lot of you guys, you creators, you think that you're just making music and it ain't that serious, but there are, and it's not just children, it's your peers, there are people looking at you, man, and it's very serious to try to come to a sense of some sort of standards especially for our people.
right.
Right. So, good job up to this point. I have no problem with Cartier at all, to be honest with you.
Right.
But I do think that what you said makes sense. You may not have wanted it, but that comes along with what you did want.
Right.
Right. So, with that being said, I think it may be a good time to go ahead and cross this Kanye off the list.
Yes.
And then, of course, we'll jump into Herschel Walker, who was running for senator, I believe, of the state of Georgia. Okay. Kanye. I don't think that I don't know what to say. I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. I don't even think I really want to address Candace Owens. I'm not going to disrespect the woman, but I don't think I really want to. She means nothing to me. I actually I like Kanye. I don't really care for Candace like whatsoever. I have no respect for her at all. I just told a friend today that she's probably one of the smartest, dumbest people I know. Like she's not ignorant by any means.
Right.
She's quite intelligent, well spoken. She's just the smartest, dumbest person I know.
How you define ignorant.
Bougie ratchet. Yeah, like,
okay.
I'm gonna call her bougie ratchet. But anyway, let's jump on Kanye.
Yeah.
I think that, and I know we disagree on this. I'm assuming we're going to disagree on this.
Okay.
I believe that Kanye. I believe that Kanye is well intentioned.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I believe that Kanye is well intentioned. He's he doesn't like to stay inside of the status quo, that box.
The box.
Yeah. He's well intentioned, but he's going about it in my opinion at least, not in the right way. He's doing it wrong. And that's in my opinion, because, and it's not that I don't agree with the message that he's trying to portray, because the message is, hold on, let me say this. The message that Kanye basically is saying is that, and this is in summary, he hasn't said it, I'm just gonna summarize it for you guys. Black people are more destructive to themselves than white people will ever be. And in that message, Kanye is actually correct. And it's because of some other stuff. And I'll see if I can pull it up and throw it.
So that's the message that's being displayed in him wearing this shirt. That's what you.
No. That's what I'm about to get at.
Oh, okay.
That's listen, y'all hear me out.
Oh, I jumped ahead of myself.
Right, y'all hear me out.
Sorry.
Hold on. So his message is that what I just said, right? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Black people are more destructive to themselves than white people will ever be. That's in summary. He hasn't said that exact. That's how I'm going to summarize it and break it down for you.
Okay.
But what you're doing is you're taking Black Lives Matter, and then you're going to cross out black. You're going to put White Lives Matter. Now we all know that every single person born matters, regardless of their race.
Right.
We know that. That's inherent. Mm-hmm. But what Black Lives Matter actually was saying, at least to me, what it was saying was that during a time period where it seemed to be Black lives had no value.
Right.
White people were through law enforcement or just, citizens gunning and killing just ridiculous amounts Black people. And then you're going to come into the conversation with, well, Black people been killing themselves and Black people. None of that stuff bears any relevance to Black Lives Matter, to the valuing of our life.
Right.
That has no relevance whatsoever.
Nope.
I'm not saying that it's not important. I'm not saying that your message is not important. I'm saying you need to find another platform, because the platform that you're trying to devalue, right? Mm-hmm. The platform that you're trying to devalue has no correlation to what you're saying.
Right.
And you look ignorant.
Yes.
And I like you, and you look stupid as hell.
I don't like you.
No, I like Kanye.
I don't like you.
But he looks stupid as hell. Mm-hmm. And to stand beside her, of all people,
right?
I would have rather him stand beside Herschel Walker. But you gonna stand beside that thing? That just irritated my soul, man. My liver started burning. I was so upset at Kanye for that nonsense, man. And like I said, I didn't even get into the whole White Lives Matter, because like I said, man, that was just pure ignorance. And we all know that White Lives Matter. We know that Asian lives matter. We get that. Right. That was you specifically used that to demean an entire movement. Right. Because you feel like it was scamish. And there's something that you always say, and I'm going to let you say it, but it's something that you always tell me, man. People always start stuff off with good intentions. Right. And there's people that come into it. Matter of fact, you go ahead.
Definitely.
Go ahead and explain that.
There's always going to be somebody or a group of people that come into what is meant for good, and make it look bad. There's always going to be somebody that scams. There's always going to be somebody who's doing something under the table. There's always going to be somebody who previously said X, Y, and Z. There's always going to be that in any type of movement, or anything that's standing for something, right? But it doesn't take away from the overall intention and message that was initially set in place. So I think, like you said, for Kanye to use that platform, his platform, to demean Black lives,
just in distaste, it was senseless,
right?
I get it. He got the attention he wanted,
Right, definitely. And you know what? I think that's why, because of course, as I just said a couple times, I don't like Kanye, but I think Kanye is crying out for help, but in the most childish way. So when kids want attention, they tend to resort to bad behavior in order to get the attention that they're looking for.
Correct.
And I think the same goes with Kanye. He's crying out for attention. I don't think that he fully, and there's no way to fully heal from losing a parent, but I don't think that he is able to fully cope with losing his mother. And once he lost his mom, things just started going.
And of course, these are opinions. I want to say this.
Definitely,
this is what we think for sure.
It just seems like it's been a snowball effect. So it started out as little stuff, but now it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And God forbid, one day it's gonna be all said and done. He's gonna lose his mind.
No, I think Kanye has already lost his mind.
Well, I mean, lose it.
Let me say that into the mic. I believe that what we are witnessing is mental illness, at its best. And that's not to demean the brother at all.
Right.
It's not a laughing matter.
Absolutely.
I think that, just like you said, Kanye is seeking attention.
Right.
He's seeking attention, and let's say the approval that he wants is from the white community, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but let's say it's from the white community, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say that the white community represents an absent father in his life, and he's basically saying, hey, man, I want, like you said, hey, I want my father's attention no matter what. But all the while that your father ain't hitting on anything.
Right.
You know, and it's just sad to watch him continuously spiral.
Right.
Because that's what's happening. He's continuously spiraling, man. And you know, when you got white people calling you a clown after you just got up there and publicly said white lives matter, and white people are getting on here saying you are disgusting and you're a clown.
Right.
You need to reevaluate. You need to sit back and reevaluate some stuff.
Right.
Like, and I'm talking about Republican white people have made this statement, right? But you, and you know, not the majority of them, but some Republican white people have said, "Yo, Kanye, you tripping, bro? That was wild. What are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Because even they understand that, yo, white people historically, and I think I'm gonna have to look into the camera when I say this, and I mean this, and I don't really care how it's taken, but white people historically are the only race that I know of historically that have harmed every other race on the face of the earth. White people. And that's not to say that all white people are bad or something like that. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying that even they realize as a race their shortcomings as far as being detrimental to everyone. Mm-hmm. Even they realize this. And for you as a black person, somebody that they have, I mean, the stuff that they have done to us is ridiculous.
Right.
And for you to stand up there and say, white lives matter, is so distasteful
Right.
and ignorant. It doesn't make any sense. And even they laughing at you.
Right.
You know. So anyway, I hope you get all your fashion deals that you want. I do. I really do. My wife might not. But I want to see you win. I want to see Kanye win. I want to see brothers win.
I would love to see him bounce back. To really figure out what's going on with him and to deal with it and to come back. I can't even say as the old Kanye, but to come back anew for the lack of a better term, anew. I think that'll give me some okay.
Yeah.
With Kanye.
Okay. Well, man, we're gonna move on. We failed to mention on the podcast last week. I think we may have mentioned it, but
we did not. If we're touching on Coolio.
Yeah.
I don't think we actually saw the news until after we had recorded.
Oh, I'm sorry. So after we recorded, we saw the news of Coolio's passing, man.
Yes.
Which was that was a big one, man. So definitely, man, we sent out our condolences, and there was a lot of reports that Coolio had lived here. Yeah. Maybe he had property here. Maybe he knew some, because he was always spotted in Walmart. He was always spotted around like the Matthews area,
right?
The Charlotte metropolitan area, Matthews. And so anyway, man, we want to. I grew up on Coolio, man. So
who didn't?
Who didn't, right?
Well, you showing your age now.
Yeah, no, I don't care, man. I'm not trying to be young. Definitely want to say, the brother will be missed, man.
Definitely.
I think that we should start. Yeah. You know what, man? I'm after Coolio's passing, man. I was just sitting here thinking, we need to start giving people their flowers. I know people have been doing that, but we're gonna make that a thing every week. We're gonna nominate somebody to give them their flowers, while they're here. Notable, local, it doesn't even matter, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just to say, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You dope.
Yeah, definitely.
And matter of fact,
I think that we a lot of us don't realize how much music plays a role in our lives. I know me, for one, I love music. I connect with a lot of genre of music, but it plays a role. If you emotionally, when we're down and out, there's a song for it.
Correct.
When you're happy,
correct.
There's a song for it. When you just broke up with somebody, there's a song for it.
So what's your let's say what's your go-to you riding, you're taking a road trip? What's your go-to?
It's so many. Okay, so Lauryn Hill, definitely.
Lauryn Hill.
Yes, Lauryn Hill.
We're talking about Miseducation, Lauryn Hill?
Yes.
Miseducation, Lauryn Hill. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Of course, my boy Life Jennings.
Wait a minute. Hold on, man.
Mr.
Let's get on Life Jennings, man.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, Mr. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Dahmer's.
I used to sing to Jeffrey Dahmer. Bro, first of all, you sound gay.
Oh my God.
Bro, that sound gay as hell, man.
He stated that he was always singing while, he was cleaning.
But
then people would give us a request, make their requests on what they wanted to hear.
I know that's your boy, and you got pictures with him and all that other stuff.
I do. I might post that.
But bro, I can't. I ain't never liked them.
What you won't do is that. No, sir.
Nah, man. I'm not a Life Jennings fan, man.
Yes, you are. I hear you singing Life.
I mean, of course, everybody everyone has a song that somebody. I know when people say they don't like somebody, overall, no, you don't care for them, but everybody got a song.
Okay,
You know,
I hear you.
But speaking of Lauryn Hill, I'm gonna have to agree.
Yes.
You know, but let me say something else because before we start recording, Life Jennings came back because he was getting a lot of flack for the whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing. Life Jennings came back. He said, "Wait a minute, I might have to cut this out. I need to pull it up, man. Drugs kill more blacks than Dahmer. Be mad about that."
Wow.
That's your boy.
Just disappoint me then.
That's your man's. That's my man. And I'ma stand by.
No, I ain't gonna stick beside him on that one.
Bruh.
I'ma stick beside his
Negro
music.
said drugs kill more blacks than Dahmer. Be mad about that. First of all, is he trying to humanize Dahmer? What is it that he was trying to accomplish by saying that? Man,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I try to see everybody's point of view.
But I don't.
But I think he was getting a lot of flack and he was getting upset, and so that was his response. You get what I'm saying? He was people been they jumping on him online. He got mad. His response was some ignorant shit. Anyway, Anyway, shout out Trevor Noah, man. Matter of fact, he's gonna be the recipient of our flowers this week.
Oh,
What's wrong with that? Trevor Noah wrote an awesome book. Trevor Noah wrote an awesome book. It's titled Born a Crime.
Yes.
Please, 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 man. If you're not a reader, get the audio book.
I think it's better with audio because he gives.
He does really. Yeah, he does great.
I love it.
He does great on it, man.
Yes.
Yo, check out the audio book, Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. He talks about apartheid, South America, growing up South American, South African. Sorry, his father being absent, his father being white, his mother
being shot.
Man, you just gave it away though, bro. But I guess it's kind of common knowledge if you know him now.
Yeah.
But horrible, man. But such a good experience.
Yes.
Such a good book. And definitely want to, man, the brother's story is awesome. Really he's a very smart and talented person. And I would love to meet the guy.
Definitely.
I really would. But definitely want to give Trevor Noah his flowers, man.
Yeah.
And
he's retiring
from the Daily Show. That's huge, man.
Yes.
To get a position like that.
Was it 7 years?
7 years, yeah.
7 years.
To get a position like, and to hear his story, because Comedy Gold Mines with Kevin Hart. He did a podcast with Kevin Hart on Comedy Gold Mines. I think it's on Sirius XM or wherever you listen to podcasts. And he talked about how he got the job. Mm-hmm. And the guy, Jon Stewart was before him. Did he precede him?
I think so.
I think it was Jon Stewart. And he was like, that guy can do my job. So he, man, y'all got to hear it. But he called the guy. The guy, Trevor Noah was like, I think in the England area, doing a tour or something. And he was like, I don't know if I can get there, but he was like, he got to thinking about it. Mm-hmm. He said, well, whatever, man. Next time you're in New York, come by. So Trevor Noah was in New York, but he did not come by.
Oh, no.
Guy, Jon Stewart calls him like, hey, I said, when you're in New York, come by. He was like, well, come on by down. Came by, kind of like the rest was history. They called him a little bit later and boom, he got the job. And to be honest with you, I think he's the best host of the Daily Show has ever seen.
Yeah.
The guy's awesome, man. So yeah, man, y'all check that out, man. So he was the recipient of this week's flower bringing. Or giving.
I think we're gonna have to work on that.
We're gonna have to work on how we gonna present that. Yeah. All right. Kentaji Brown. Am I pronouncing that right? Because I mess up a name in a minute.
I can't correct you on that one.
Okay. Justice Brown. That sounds a lot better. Justice Brown has been seated for, I believe, 3 days now.
Yes.
Right? That's proud of her.
Yes.
I'm proud of us.
First Black African American woman to be seated on the Supreme Court.
And I think third Black overall, right? You know, I wanted to bring my pack of Oreos because I know we were talking about Kanye, and I knew we were gonna bring up Justice Brown, and then we were talking about Justice Clarence. Anyway,
okay.
she's the third Black, no matter what was on the inside of the rest of them, but she's the third Black one.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
okay.
Let's move on before they get to investigate.
Right.
Oh
gosh.
Let's see. Woo. So Russia has annexed I think 3 cities. I believe it's 3. I may have that wrong. But they definitely annexed some major cities in Ukraine.
Right.
And turned around and lost them.
Because Ukraine took them right
Ukraine
back.
is not playing with these guys, man.
Not at all.
They got Russia so upset. And you know, I think this has a lot to do with the fact that nobody's into this war. So what I mean by that is your own soldiers don't want to do this.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So they don't have that you get what
drive,
I'm saying?
Yep.
They don't have that drive.
Not at all.
So the Russian soldiers just out there following orders, and they're not caring to do this to their neighbors. And Ukraine is they fighting for their home. Mm-hmm. And back up against the wall. I don't care what it is. Oh yeah. Yo, we thumping. And Ukraine is getting it in with these guys, man.
As they should.
And the president, he doing a lot of crying and whining. But I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they damn sure fighting.
Yeah, definitely.
They damn sure fighting, bro.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, man, bro, like
they ain't about to let up either.
Man, it's awesome, man. I think it's highly irresponsible of Putin to continuously President Putin. Man, I'm not giving that guy no respect. Putin to continuously threaten them with nuclear war.
Right.
I think that's foolish, foolhardy, and ignorant.
Right.
Because that would affect him. Right. They literally, y'all have to look at a map. I'm gonna pull up a map if I can. These guys are literally right here, and you're talking about dropping nukes. Mm-hmm. What the heck you think gonna happen over there? You get what I'm saying? Like it's having nukes is retarded. It really at this point where we're at right now. Having nukes is retarded. We all need to get rid of them.
Right.
It don't make no sense.
Right. Speaking of that, North Korea.
Oh yeah, shooting missiles over Japan, right?
Right. Into the ocean.
Listen, man. I'm not trying to incite World War III, but with the way things playing out, man, I guess it's really inevitable, right?
Right.
Like I'm starting to see it. You know, the word speaks on it. It's gonna happen anyway. Yeah, so
there will be wars and rumors of wars.
This is nonsense here, man. I don't know. I feel like at some point we need to quit playing around with these people and just, you know what I'm saying? But I say that and I don't know. It's touchy. That's really touchy. I don't know. I'm not going to. I'm not a military guy. I'm not going to touch on it, man. I don't know. That's horrible.
Speaking of military, Biden.
Biden?
You wanted to hop on?
Oh yeah, Biden. Biden. What did Biden do?
I don't know. You wanted to talk about Biden.
You know what Biden did.
What did he do?
You know what he did.
What did he do?
He ain't had nothing to do with alcohol, but you know what he did.
It ain't had nothing to do. Oh.
Biden came through for the smokers.
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't right. That ain't right, man.
Oh, I saw somebody post on social media that some ladies, some of your favorite guys is about to be released.
Oh. Yeah.
Wow.
So he gave pardons to people with
marijuana.
federal federal pardon, excuse me, to everyone with simple marijuana possession.
Right.
Now that's federally,
Right.
and he heavily urged states governors to do the same.
Right.
He basically saying that for marijuana, he wants to reevaluate how we look at it.
Right.
We have it up here with the likes of opium and fentanyl, and he wants to basically saying it should be up there, it should be down here, and this is too much, and shouldn't anyone have been taken away from their family for, simple possession.
Right.
So he's really correcting, in my opinion, the wrong that he was part of causing.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna put it out there. Biden. I'm not a fan of Biden. I don't care what. It's really no point at which I think I will ever become a fan of Biden. I respect him, and I've said that numerous times.
Right.
But there's really no point of which I ever become a fan of Biden. He'll never receive another vote from me.
Well, I don't see a problem with someone, as you say, correcting their wrong, right? Probably have to redo that.
All right.
I got a lot of burps to get out. But I don't see a problem with anyone trying to correct their wrong. So if you say that, okay, Biden, you were a part of this problem as to why all of these felons are incarcerated at this point in time because of marijuana charges, there's nothing wrong with going back and reevaluating and saying, okay, you know what? That wasn't the best move for me to make. So now let me correct it.
Okay. I'm glad that he did. Okay. I'm glad that he has come back to try to correct it. But no, there's really no but.
Okay.
It's just that
I'm shocked.
It's just that I feel as if I think we undermine the effects of prison.
Right.
And I think that it should never have happened to begin with. And it was literally just directed towards us.
Right.
So he's trying to right a wrong for some racist crap that he was a part of to begin with. And I feel myself getting angry while I'm thinking about it.
As you talk,
I really don't like that guy. I really don't like Biden. I actually despise when President Obama chose him. I understood the tactics of it, but I despised it. Damn, why am I getting so angry? Like,
oh my gosh,
man, Biden he's horrible, man. He's a horrible person. He's trying to do better, and that's fine. And I believe we all deserve second chances. Of course, I definitely believe we all deserve second chances. And
definitely,
Biden definitely got it. I mean, I gave him a vote. I'm here for him. I support him, but I don't care for him, and I hope he has sense enough not to run again, and I hope Trump has sense enough, has the decency enough, which I ain't never seen him have any decency whatsoever. But I hope neither one. I hope Trump nor Biden run for office ever again. I hope this is it for both of them. I don't even want to hear from neither one of them again. Now my homeboy Bush, on the other hand, if he could get a third term. What? Listen, if Bush could get a third term, he'll get another vote. He'll get a vote out of me.
Bush worked my nerves.
Man, Bush is an awesome human being.
No, he is not.
Listen, I ain't gonna argue with you.
We won't.
I ain't gonna argue with you on this here YouTube.
Any man that got a shoe thrown at him, that's it for me. That's it.
Bush is the guy, man. He's that guy.
No.
Did we talk about Herschel?
You touched on and said he was coming back to Herschel. So let's
Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker makes it hard to be a black man. Herschel Walker makes it hard to be a Republican. Herschel Walker makes it hard to be a black Republican.
Herschel Walker makes it hard to be black.
Listen, him and his confused son, Christian.
Jesus.
Poor
the
fellow.
whole family.
kind of just jacked up, ain't it? Poor fella is so hurt. You can see it though. You can see Christian Walker hurt.
Mm-hmm. He crying out like Kanye.
Yeah, he is.
Jesus.
But you know, it's hard to have sympathy for somebody that runs around running their mouth and saying ignorant stuff all the time. And Christian Walker was that. And he talked about he's gay and he bash gay people. I just don't understand. It's like he just grifting, like he's just seeking attention or something. I don't know what that boy's problem is.
I have to look into that whole I'm gay and bash gay people thing before I make a comment. No, I'm just saying. I need to hear the whole context.
Okay, I'm gonna have to send you some videos.
Please do.
The boy.
It's plenty of straight people confused. It's plenty of straight people that bash straight people. So I feel.
Well, okay. Okay, I mean you're correct. I'm just saying the boy is obviously confused.
Well,
and listen,
not
but this
to,
ain't
hold
about
on.
Christian.
I know, but not to jump on the gays either. But sometimes they can be a bit extreme, and you do have to bring it in. So maybe
I think that we gonna hold that topic. I think we should hold that topic.
I'm just saying because you brought it up.
I just think we should hold the topic for another.
Yeah, we can hold it, but I'm just saying maybe that's what he meant, or not.
Maybe that's what he. Maybe I don't know. I look at it through that lens, but what I gathered, he just confused.
Send it to me. Let me hear it from myself.
It's more.
Just
he been on national news with the foolishness.
Know, but see, I missed the whole gay comment thing, so I need to go back and hear it.
Man, this is what you do. Silk and Diamond. Christian Walker.
That's
Kanye.
That's one.
Candace Owens.
One set of ladies.
Listen.
We are not giving a platform.
We can go down
here.
the list of a bunch of ignorant black fools running around here with they educated selves. Doing that dance.
It's Silk and Diamond educated.
Doing that dance for them folks. Saying anything that they want to hear. Mm-hmm. That's all this is.
Right.
Anyway, listen. Herschel Walker. Herschel.
Oh, Herschel.
Man, I was looking at our analytics. We got some listeners in Georgia. I don't know. Yeah. It ain't a whole lot. But hopefully it'll grow.
But the whole two of them.
It's two of them.
I don't know.
No, I thought it was more than that. But anyway, listen. For our Georgia listeners, please go vote.
Please.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, this house is kind of divided politically. This house is she leans Democrat, I lean Republican. But I'm telling you, don't put that man in the city, man. Please do not allow Herschel Walker to get in the city. And it got nothing to do with him, you know,
having outside kids and
for me it doesn't have anything to do with that because he out there talking about he does not support abortions and he's pro-life and I don't care if she got raped, molested. I don't care if she got she's about to die. He's talking that's foolishness, man.
Right.
But it ain't just that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that he gets up here talking about I've been redeemed. I'm a redeemed man. Look, don't play with my God, man. Don't play with my God like that, man. Listen, God is able to forgive all of us.
Right.
And that's not the thing, but you playing. You're playing with God, man. I don't like that.
Right.
I don't care for that at all. You up here talking about you been redeemed, man, but you was sitting there, you just lying about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why you doing that nonsense? Because that's what right now today's constituent or Republican constituents, those extreme Republican constituents, believe in all of this pro-life stuff.
Right.
Which we're gonna get on that. We're definitely gonna get on the abortion conversation and all of that. Get out of here with that foolishness.
One thing
let
that
the woman
I don't
die because because you talking about you pro-life. What are you talking about?
Why can't a stance be made in between? Why do you have to be all the way left or all the way right? Why does it seem like no one wants to stand in the middle and say,
well, that's basically saying that's pro-choice, right? So what you're saying is there should just be pro-choice. You don't have to, and that's what I am.
I'm not saying just in abortion. So I'm saying in anything. Why can't we have someone that just stands in the middle to say, look, we can consider this and we can consider this and come up with something common in the middle, right?
Why couldn't we have just left Roe v. Wade alone?
Right.
We were doing just fine.
Right.
Before we went messing around with Roe v. Wade. We ain't have to touch it.
Right.
It was just fine. It literally just allowed people to make their own choice. That's it.
Right.
You talking about you gonna push it to the states. That's a coward's move.
Definitely.
That is a coward's move. It's always a coward that wants to push off some mess to somebody else.
Of course.
That's a coward move,
but
man.
That, as you see, now there are states that are talking about making birth control, period, illegal.
Well, I mean, ain't that's I saw that, but I think that's one of his stances though. I don't think. Let me clarify this. I don't believe that Herschel Walker has a stance.
Clearly,
I think he literally he's and this again. We were talking about Kanye with mental illness. Again, y'all listen to my other podcast. I believe we're watching CTE in effect, but I don't want to make any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Unmedical judgments on the guy. Mm-hmm. But this is what I believe that we're witnessing, right? And that can be, mental issues as well. Mm-hmm. But these are effects of CTE. I'm telling you, man.
I can believe it. He made some claims earlier on that kind of
guy ain't got a backbone. He ain't got no stance.
Sways with the wind.
Sway with whatever is gonna get me. And then this is what killed me with the Republican Party and why they make me so sick. It's hard to be a Republican, boy. These folks, man. Let me tell you about these Republicans, man.
Republican problems. I ain't got them.
Man, these Republicans sit here and say, I don't care if Herschel got a skank pregnant and paid for the baby to be killed. I want that seat. Now, I don't know who quote that is. Some white lady that they asked. I think she was a news anchor or something. She said, I want that seat. I want to win. And that right there is the problem.
Yes.
You are willing to bend. You are willing to sway. You don't care how you achieve it as long as you win.
You're right.
That's the problem in the Republican Party, and it's also the problem in the Democratic Party. And this is why we need to really have a conversation about either eradicating the party system or funding a major third option.
Definitely.
And that's where I want to be at. I want to start a purple party.
Purple. Royalty. All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So that concludes our off week wrap up. Mm-hmm. So don't forget to hit that bell, subscribe, like, comment, follow, social media, all platforms, Official Enamored. Mm-hmm. Make sure you catch us next week. We'll be here with the whole crew.
Yep.
And then
we'll be back with another episode, man. And that one's going to be great.
Oh,
that one's going to be great, man. Y'all definitely want to catch that one.
Please. Yeah.
All right.
Get ready to tune in for that one. So we will see you all later.
Peace out. All right, yo. Welcome to the off week. What's
going on?
Okay, let's try that again.
You ain't like it?
Because this ain't a nap.
It is. It's the off week.
Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3.